Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey guys, welcome back, welcome to my channel. So for today's video we have another book specific reading vlog. I'm trying to do more of these this year, so hopefully there's going to be some good ones coming. Now for today's book specific vlog we have The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This has been on my radar for so long. We're finally going to get to it. I am going to be annotating this one as well, so that's probably going to take in a little chunk into time, but I feel like now's the perfect time for me to read it because I've just got out of a slump, so I'm now re-energized for reading again. And I think this is going to be, I think this will be the perfect one for it as well, because it's also very different to the books that I've read recently. So I've read a lot of dark romance, I've read some fantasy. This is like a mystery classic-esque kind of book. I don't know too much into it, so we are going to read the back quickly together. But yeah, this is what this one says. It says, under the influence of their charismatic classics professor, a group of clever, eccentric misfits at an elite New England college discover a way of thinking and living that is a world away from the humdrum existence of their contemporaries. But when they go beyond the boundaries of normal morality, their lives are changed profoundly and forever. So definitely interesting. Definitely I think it's going to keep me on my toes a little bit, keep things going, and kind of freshen up my reading a little bit more again and start expanding outside of the genres that I've been kind of sat within for the last few months or so. Because I don't think I've touched like mystery or thrillers like for a while, so I feel like I definitely need to start getting back in there because it might just help change it up and keep me out of the slump quite nicely. So yeah, we're doing this one, we're going to annotate it. I don't know what annotations I'm going to do yet as it stands. I feel like it's going to be a very plotty book, so I'm probably going to do a lot of plot stuff, obviously character information, any moments and quotes, things like that probably will be my go-to, but I'm going to sit and work it out. I'm currently on reading sprints, so you can probably hear it in the background. But yeah, so we're going to do that, we're going to tackle those. But yeah, I'm ready, I'm energized. I'm going to sort out the annotation stuff, I'm going to sort out tabs, and we're going to get started on this one, and hopefully we have another successful reading vlog. But yeah, we're good to go. I'm energized. I'm really hyper for some reason. I don't know why. I haven't even opened my monster yet. All I've had is a pineapple, banana, coconut smoothie, water, and a ginger shot. So I don't know why I'm energized, but we're going to go for it. We're going to pick this one up, and yeah, let's get going, shall we? So I have obviously started The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I've just finished reading sprints. I'm partway through a chapter, I'm on page 28. And honestly, I don't have too much to say to you guys just yet. I've read the prologue and partway through chapter 1 in book 1. And at the moment, all I know is the outcome of Bunny. We know Bunny is going to be dead by the end of the book based on the prologue and what the prologue's told us. And then what I've read so far is literally just our introduction to Richard, who he is, kind of where he comes from, his background, his story, how he gets to, what is the name of the college? Hampden College in Hampden, Vermont. How he got there, kind of in a way been introduced to a couple of teachers. We've been introduced to kind of briefly the main teacher that I think is the main focus into the story. It's like his classes and stuff, and I do think we're about to start getting a little bit more because we're kind of just interacting with him again now, so I think there's more to come there. And we kind of just, from Richard's perspective, we know the other 5 classmates. He's technically actually not in that class at the moment. This teacher, Julian Morrow, is very picky about the students that's in this Greek class, and there's only 5 of them in there. There's 4 boys, 1 girl. Their names are, you have Charles and Camilla, who are twins. Then you have Bunny, whose name is actually Edmund Corcoran. I have no idea. Then you've got Henry Winter, and then Francis Abernathy as well. So those are the 5 students in his class already, and Richard is trying to join the class. He enjoys Greek, he studied it for 2 years, it's actually like his best language, so he's trying to get involved in that class, but this teacher is just so like strict and picky, but I think we're about to get to the part where he's about to join it and get taken into the class and stuff. He's had like one interaction with the other 5 students. He kind of eavesdropped on a conversation that they were having and helped them out in the situation they were in with kind of like, I think it was the coursework they were doing. So yeah, we are very much just still in the learning phases of the story and the characters and the setting and everything. So there's really not much that I can give you guys yet. Although I did in the prologue, we had a little scare. There was no quotation, speech marks, but we have kind of, instead of speech marks, we're getting apostrophes that outline our dialogue. So it's a little bit easier now to determine it, but it's still not the best. We're compromising here, we're working with it. I'm not opposed to no speech marks and quotation marks. I've read Sally Rooney. I'm not opposed to it, but I do prefer it. You know, it makes our lives as readers a lot easier. But yeah, so like I said, we know the outcome of Bunny, and yeah, we are still learning about these characters and their story. I think once I get a little bit more further in, I think things are going to start happening and picking up, so hopefully we can start giving you guys some more information and some more of the storyline and the plot and more on the characters. But that is all I have for you guys so far. That is literally all I know. But yeah, like I said, I've just finished Sprint, so I'm going to shut it all down over there, tidy up a little bit. I've got my annotations. I've got a few little tabs in there already. It's mainly plot information and character information, the odd quote and the odd little bit that I've underlined. And I've also got moments and scenes, but I've got a feeling those aren't going to come into a little bit later into the story, if at all. Honestly, I don't know, but I thought I'd have that one in there just in case. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna shut down, settle in, get cozy and do some more of this. I did need to film today, but I'm gonna do that in the morning and edit and upload it all tomorrow because I'm feeling lazy and I kind of just want to sit and read and focus. So I'm gonna do that. I have got another book that I'm possibly gonna read alongside this one. We'll wait and see, but I am very much, my plan of action is to focus on The Secret History and to read this one. So hopefully it will only take me a few days maybe. It's 629 pages. Obviously I am annotating, so naturally that's going to add a little bit of time onto it, but hopefully I can get this finished within the next few days. And I've got pen everywhere, like pen all in my hand, because I've had to open new pens, so they're all very like extra inky at the moment, so it's great fun. But yeah, I'm going to go and do these bits. I'm going to get cozy and I'll come back to you guys later when I hopefully have some more information to the story that I can actually give you guys. Hey, so it's actually like the next night. It's Monday night. I'm only on page 64. I didn't do any more reading yesterday because I had a banging headache. I felt so rough yesterday evening. I just didn't do any more reading, and then I've had a really shit night's sleep, and then today I've just had to try and do as much as I can. But I'm feeling very nauseous. I'm very sick, but I've managed to do some reading. And you know what? I'm still at a point where I don't have a lot to tell you guys. Like, we're still getting to learn the characters. We keep having little bits more of information released about them and told to us. My TV is very loud. Let me turn this off quickly. Yeah, we keep getting given these little bits of information about them, but we still don't truly know a lot. There is obviously still very much a lot of mystery aspect to them. The only thing I can really tell you, which is an obvious thing, is that they talk a lot about ancient Greek and the Greek gods and goddesses and the stories and stuff, because it's a great class. I can tell you that much. But yeah, there's really truly not a lot that I can tell you guys. Like, honestly, it's not a lot of info that I've had. Like, there's not a lot really to the plot. It's at the moment very, very much, I feel, character based. Obviously we've got him now starting the Greek classes. He's now part of the group and he's having more interactions with the other students, but there's nowhere near enough that I can come to you guys and say, right, this and this is happening and this and this is consequences of it or whatever. I can't do that. We're not there yet. We're really not. So plan of action is I've just got changed for bed. I'm about to get comfy into bed, kind of just settle up for the night and stuff. I'm going to read a little bit more. I am gonna try and get in a semi-early night tonight. It's currently 25 to 9, so it's still early. But I'm gonna try and get a semi-early night tonight if I can and get some decent sleep. Because tomorrow's plan of actions is wake up, walk to the shops, get some shopping, visit my grandparents, come back, pack a couple of orders, and then I can chill and read again for the day. I'm also gonna listen to an audiobook on the walk and read a book at my grandparents, but I'm not taking The Secret History with me. So yeah, you won't see me again. I'll probably update you guys in the morning based on whatever I've read tonight, but otherwise then you won't see me again until tomorrow evening sometime. But yeah, and that's kind of where we're at, you know. I'm honestly, do you know what I was gonna say? I'm honestly surprised we haven't had anything yet, but I'm not. This is 629 pages long, and do you know what, it really doesn't look it. When you compare it to A Little Life, which was 720 pages, this does not look like it's 629 pages long. This almost looks like a standard kind of 400 page book, and it's really not. The writing, I wouldn't necessarily even say the writing is small, if I'm being honest. Like, the writing I wouldn't even, like, it is, but it's not like crazy small. I've known smaller, like A Little Life writing was small. So at the same time, yes, okay, I'm not surprised that we've not had a lot yet, but at the same time I am. So I think it's because how small the book looks compared to how long it actually is, you would feel like you would start getting some bits in by now. But so I didn't actually read that much more for Secret History last night. I think I read like a few pages, but like I said, I needed to try and get a decent night's sleep in, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. We're still learning things about the characters. There has been some homophobia in there and a homophobic slur used. Obviously this book was released in 1992. Now obviously it's not that old, but when you compare to how accepted the LGBT community is today compared to then, it's expected. Okay, it is expected, but I just want people to go in, if they're going to read this book, go in aware that there is some of that in there. And we've learned a bit more about Bunny, in a sense. Bunny is the character, if you remember, I told you at the beginning, who's dead by the end of the book. He seems to play this trick on people. Now, Hampden College is a bit of a prestigious kind of college. It's for the rich, you know, it's for the rich. Richard is not there for the rich. He is he's on financial aid, and he's not made anybody aware of that. He's playing it as if he has got money, and that's, you know, as if he knows what they're on about kind of thing. And Bunny's invited him out for lunch, and he's paid for the taxi. Bunny's paid for Richard's taxi. And then it's got tea and a dinner, like they've been drinking, eating, cigars, like everything. Like it cost a lot of money. And he's, all of a sudden Bunny's not got any money on him to pay for the dinner. And he's like, Richard, can you know, do it? And Richard hasn't got that kind of money anyway, but he has nothing on him. So Henry ends up being called to come and pay the bill to get them out of it. And Henry kind of loses his shit with Richard, but not at Richard. It's not aimed directly at Richard, it's due to Bunny, you know, because he just can't believe the Bunny's played this trick again, especially on a stranger. So yeah, we kind of have this idea now about Bunny and, you know, the things he kind of does. But yeah, so I'm still trying to get hold of these characters because Bunny and Henry are classed as like these best friends kind of thing, like they get on really well. But yeah, the things we've seen, and like Richard said as well, like they don't seem like they get on. So yeah, that's about as much as I can give you on things that have happened. So yeah, there's not much. He then goes to dinner the next night with like all of them at Camilla and Charles's place, which is the twins. And yeah, he ends up leaving, and then the next day, which is where I've just left it, they're all acting a bit cold towards him again, like they were at the beginning of the book. So yeah, that's about as much as I've got that I can give you guys and what's happened. Not a lot at all. Not a lot at all. But I am just getting ready to go out. I decided to straighten my hair a little bit today. I felt fancy, I felt like straightening it. I don't know why, but I'm kind of happy with it. I know it's gone up in a ponytail, but that's because my hair's greasy and needs a wash. But yeah, we went for a little bit of a straight. As you do. As you do, why not? Felt like a change for once. But yeah, I'm just going to get ready to head out to my grandparents and go to the shops, and then I'm gonna come back and I've got some orders to pack, so I'm gonna pack a couple of orders and then yeah, come back as I said, and then read, and then yeah, and then do some reading. So that's, I think, the plan of action. I don't think I've missed anything. Like I said, I've really not read that much more. There's really not a lot actually happening and going on yet in that book. It's very slow, very slow. So hopefully when I come back later and do some more reading later, things might, you know, start happening a little bit more. But yeah, I'm gonna finish getting ready so I can get out, and then the sooner I can get back, the sooner I can get things done, and then the sooner I can start reading again. So we're coming in with a surprise for this update, guys. I'm now on page like 95. We still have nothing of plot yet. Like, to me, we have nothing of plot. We have things that kind of lend into it in a sense, that kind of give you like rough ideas of the plot to come, but we have nothing really truly happening. We are still very much in the character build up and learn the characters and things kind of being set up and stuff. Like, seriously, like, don't get me wrong, this isn't a bad book and I am in a sense enjoying it, but it's starting to feel a bit dragged out, and I'm really hoping the plot is going to come into it soon, because I don't want to grow bored of the book. So I'm really hoping the plot is going to come into play and things are going to stop happening to keep me interested and keep me intrigued into the story, because it does seem like a really intriguing story. I just need the plot to start coming in now. Like, I know it's like a little bit in, like, compared to the size of the book, but I'm still needing something. Only things off when was the last time we spoke that we've really had is just kind of, I don't even know, like the group's starting to kind of take him places that mean things to them, like to Francis's aunt's house, I think it is, to their like little kind of things that mean something to them in a sense, like starting to involve him in things. It almost feels like they're trying to involve him in things so that he's then too drawn into the group, that if something does happen, then, like, you know, he's involved. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't really know. But like I said, we're just still really learning things about the characters. That's all we're really doing. I mean, there's this bit. I can read you this bit, maybe. Give you guys a little bit of a sense of some of the things that we're being told. The chronological sorting of memories is an interesting business. Prior to this first weekend in the country, my recollections of that fall are distant and blurry. From here on out, they come into a sharp, delightful focus. It is here that the stilted mannequins of my initial acquaintance begin to yawn and stretch and come to life. It was months before the gloss and mystery of newness, which kept me from seeing them with much objectivity, would wear entirely off. Though their reality was far from interesting than any idealized version could possibly be, but it is here, in my memory, that they cease being totally foreign and begin to appear for the first time in shapes very like their bright old selves. Like, you have little things like that that kind of, in a sense, allude to plot to come, in a sense, but like, that's what we're getting a lot of the time. There's really not much to it, and I know I've actually got like a fair few bits like highlighted out, but it's mainly character info, bits like what I just read to you that kind of allude to a plot and kind of have some form of relevance in a sense, and there's like some quotes and stuff, but otherwise that's like it. And there's just random bits that I've like underlined because I feel like there's just something about them, like I don't feel like they're plot based and they're not like character info, but they kind of feel like they need to be noted of, kind of thing. But yeah, that's still where we're at. That is still where we are at, and I'm page 95. It's starting to feel like it's dragging. It is starting to feel like it's dragging, and I'm, like I said, I'm really hoping some plot's going to start coming into this, because I don't want to lose the interest of the book and like what drew me into wanting to read the book. I don't want to lose that. But at the moment, I was in Frankie's live earlier tonight and talking to Frankie and Catherine and that, and I was saying, like, it feels a bit like if he had been with me. Now obviously the plot lines are two completely different plot lines. This is a mystery thriller-esque book, that was a romance. But obviously the fact that the similarities between the book is that we both have characters that at the very beginning of the book we know die, and then the book is literally the storyline and the plot leading up to that event. So it's like that, and I didn't get on with If He Had Been With Me. I think I read it in a vlog. I'm not sure. I think I did, but I didn't get on with that one. I think I gave it like a 3 maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, I didn't get on with that book. And I never read the second one. And I'm really hoping this isn't going to be the same feelings. So I'm really hoping some form of plot's going to come into this. Like, I'm really hoping. Desperately. But we shall see. We shall see. But I thought I'd just let you guys know that that's where I'm at. I'm going to continue doing some more reading tonight. But yeah, I will catch you guys in the morning. Possibly. If not, I'll catch you guys when something actually truly happens. So it's been a few days. I want to say Tuesday was the last day we spoke. It's now Friday. I'm on page 173. So we're definitely some nice progress in since we last spoke. And I feel like we are now finally really starting to digest and get into a little bit more of the story. There is still a lot of character stuff going on. Like there's still still many like mysteries around the characters, which we're slowly unraveling. But one of the main things I can discuss with you guys is we just had Christmas break. Obviously, I think I've discussed with you guys how Rich is trying to come across like he's got money, but he hasn't. So everyone has gone off to do their things over the Christmas break, and he, instead of going home, has stayed behind. He's had to move out the dorm rooms though, because the Christmas break, like things like, I think they said from like December to February, I think it is. It's like a big break because of how old the building is and the cost for this running the heating and everything like that. So he's gone off, he's moved out that, he's staying in a warehouse with this like hippie dude, and he's just slowly getting sicker and sicker and sicker because the housing arrangement is not the healthiest, it's not the best. He's still going to work with Dr. Rowland as well at the same time. So yeah, he's slowly getting sicker and sicker. And then Henry actually comes back early from his trip to Italy with Bunny. Bunny's still there, but Henry comes back early, and he like comes across, I think he like is watching Richard and, you know, finds him, takes him to hospital, and then has him at home with him for like the last month or so. The last few months, I'm not exactly too certain on the timeline. He kind of gets better, and then we're back to school again. School started, but the four of the students, so Henry, Francis, Charles and Camilla, kind of fall off the face of the earth. They kind of like go very quiet. Nobody knows where they are. Bunny doesn't even know anything like that. So Rich has been trying to contact them, and he's just not getting anywhere with it. So he goes to Henry's place because he left a book there. So he goes there, he finds it in absolute disarray, like a horrible mess, and Henry is like a clean freak, like he's a clean freak, and it's just a mess. And he discovers that they've got one-way tickets to Argentina for 4, so it's for those 4 guys. And obviously this just sends him into a bit of a tailspin and like wondering and everything like that. And Richard's just feeling obviously very left out, like everything just kind of feels like it's now kind of being a bit of a shock factor for him, and he's like, 1 minute we're like this and now we're like this. Like it's a bit of a thing for him. And we've literally just got to the point where it's now the first lesson back for the Greek class. Oh, he also went to see Julian to get his registration thing signed, and discovers that Henry was actually quite ill as well, was sick, which was why he was come back early kind of thing, and that he showed up at Julian's place in the middle of the night in the middle of a snowstorm. There's some weird things going on there. We're trying to get the vibes out between Julian and Henry, because Richard stumbled upon kind of a conversation they'll have, but he was like eavesdropping, and he saw Henry kiss Julian on the cheek. Now Julian's the teacher, professor, and Henry's the student. This whole thing that we're trying to explore and figure out. But yes, we discovered that, but it's now, the class is started up on the Thursday. It's now the Monday, first Greek lesson back, and they are all there. They're all there. They're not in Argentina like he thought they were going to be, you know, based on the one-way tickets to Argentina, non-refundable. They're all there. So when that's literally where I've left it, and Camilla and Charles come up with this big elaborate story for why they weren't at the apartment, and you know, they asked Camilla actually asks him, did you wonder where we were? and then Charles says, I can't believe we haven't seen you. And then they come up with this big elaborate story of why they weren't at the apartment and what happened and all of that. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. My camera's gonna die, so I need to quickly hurry this up. So yeah, we're now just finally starting to get some of the plot come into it, kind of having things start to slowly happen. So I'm hoping that's going to start unraveling a bit more. It's kind of enticed my interest back into the story. So yeah, we shall see. But I am very much hoping this is the start of it looking up. But like I said, we're still getting a lot of character info stuff, a lot of mystery stuff in there. It just doesn't feel plot worthy, those mystery aspects, if that makes sense. It probably will start to, and little things will start reappearing again and then be like, oh okay, now I see how this relates to it, kind of thing. But yeah, that is where we're at the secret history. I'm gonna go because my camera is literally about to die on me, but we finally have some proper information for you guys. I'm probably gonna start giving you guys updates now, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow morning, hopefully, if not afternoon. Hey, it's Saturday evening. I've read up to page 182 of The Secret History, and we are finally getting some things that are happening. They're finally coming. Now, are they really, really big things? To me personally, having read what I have, no. But at the same time, yes. I think where we last left off was, it turns out they hadn't gone to Argentina and then they were in the class on Monday. Well, Henry ends up taking Richard on like a little drive to the little estate sale, then they go for the diner, then they go back to France's place because Henry's need tidying. As you remember, I said it was just a mess. And then we learn what happened, and the plan of action was the four of them were supposed to go to Argentina and they were supposed to then go to Uruguay. They were hoping to go like via Europe and stuff to like kind of really lose the trail, but they didn't have the money for it because Francis was meant to try and get some money out of his like trust fund account that he had, but his mum had already taken out the max for that year without him knowing, so it left them really without money. I can't remember the exact amounts and stuff. So between them they didn't have much, and the reason it was the four of them was because we learned that they've been trying to, let me see, what was it called? They decided to try have a bacchanal. I'll read this sentence for you. Do you remember last fall in Julian's class when we studied what Plato calls telastic madness, Dionysiac frenzy, whatever? I will insert a picture on the screen. I don't have my phone near me, it's over there. I will insert a picture up there so you guys can see it. They were trying to do that, and there's a whole lot of things. It's like a ritual of some sort, you know. Richard brings it up and says, isn't this like, but these are fundamentally sex rituals, aren't they? And Henry's like, of course, you know that as well as I do. Like, it's thing. Originally it's all five of them, so Henry, Charles, Camilla, Francis and Bunny. They do not open up to Richard about this at all because obviously he's new, they don't know him, they just don't. But then Bunny's not like taking it seriously as them, so they end up doing it without Bunny. And then this one evening it works, they get it to work, they go through all these crazy things, and you know, Camilla feels like she's a deer at one point. They see whatever the Greek god's name is, I can't for the life of me. Dionysus. Charles has this big unhuman bite on his arm, like that they can't. It's just a lot of stuff, okay? A lot of things that, you know, are madness. And then it turns out at one point when Henry kind of comes to, there's a lot of stories revolving around this incident, so we don't know necessarily what's correct, because Henry says it's one thing, Francis says another, Charles says not. It's very confusing, and obviously they were all a little bit out of their minds at the time, do you know what I mean? They're all like going crazy. But they end up killing a man. Unknowingly, they end up killing a man. And they're left with a bit of a blunder of what do. They end up just leaving the body there and going and cleaning themselves up, things like that. So what they were doing was they were running to Argentina to hide because they had killed somebody. Is pretty much the gist of the situation. So yeah, we learned that. That is what the last thing I've read since we last spoke was this whole situation. And it then says here, this last little bit, I'll read it out. Really, it was more upsetting than you can imagine, he said. Once I hit a deer with my car, it was a beautiful creature, and to see it struggling, blood everywhere, legs broken, and this was even more distressing, but at least I thought it was over. I never dreamed we'd have to hear anything else about it. He took a drink of his scotch. Unfortunately, that is not the case, he said. Bunny has seen to that. What do you mean? You saw him this morning. He's driven us half mad over this. I am very nearly at the end of my rope. So somehow Bunny has found out, and he's not letting them forget it, pushing on and stuff. Well, I'm assuming he's found out about that, or if it may be a case that he just, about the whole madness frenzy thing in general, because they've done it without him. But I have an inkling that it is probably to do with the murder as well, that he has found that out, but I'm not sure, obviously. But that is literally it. So that is the first real main thing I feel like we have had of plot, and main thing that we've happened. And I feel like this is where things are going to start unraveling, and I think this is going to be what leads up to what happens with Bunny and what causes his death. So yeah, that's what we've got. Does that make sense, what I've said to you? Because I mean, realistically, a lot of it didn't make sense to me reading it, but it's very crazy. But yeah, that is what we have had happen. Just them trying to go for a bit of a madness, doing these rituals, trying to go have crazy moments, which they do, end up killing a man, and Bunny's now practically not letting them forget and torturing them. I think that's the gist of that rest of that chapter that I read from when we last spoke. I think that is the gist of it, and that is what happened. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm at page 192. I've made a solid dent. I feel like I can continue reading it now that we've had something come up. I'm just hoping it's going to continue. We shall see. But yeah, I can definitely for certain say I'm not having 5-star feelings for this, and I don't think this will be a 5-star. I think I'm safe to say that, so you know. But we shall see. We shall see. I'm actually going to be trying to get a lot of shit done tonight. I'm home alone. My parents have gone out. Me and Mo are going to catch up. I need to sort out what is the pigsty of my room. There's stuff over there too. So I need to sort out all of that. I do have Harry Potter on, of course. We need a comfort on an evening like this. That's going to be stressful. I've got my monster open. Like, we're going full force tonight, okay? It is 25 to 8. I've had dinner. We're going to get going. And yeah, I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Hey, so long time no speak, you know. It has been quite a few days since we last communicated. I got very distracted reading arcs and getting those done, so I haven't really necessarily picked up The Secret History for a while. I've read like the odd few pages here and there, but I'm now at 275. I know people are going to kill me doing it like that, but I'm at 275. I do have a lot of annotations. I don't know if you guys can quite tell. I do actually have quite a lot. But I can't remember where we were at when we last spoke. I think I have a rough idea. But we've kind of learnt how Bunny has figured out what the guys did. The other 4 did. He's learnt based on the fact that there was a newspaper article put out about the guy that was found dead, and you know, he's making jokes about it because he was waiting at Henry's place the night that it happened, and obviously they didn't know that, so they've gone to Henry's place and they're like in bed sheets, dripping blood, cuts and bruises, like a horror show, you know, they look like a horror show, and they show up and Bunny's just there, he's let himself in. So they've played it off as like they hit a deer, kind of like real played-ball kind of thing. And then this article appeared and things are starting to like, he's just making jokes, okay? He's making jokes and things like, oh, if the police pulled you over that night, like they just think and stuff. And then it's still back to kind of like the winter break. I don't know if I've actually discussed the winter break with you about how Richard was ill. I feel like I did. Because Henry had gone with Bunny to Italy. And it turns out there, when Henry fell quite ill, Bunny took advantage of that and went through Henry's stuff and found Henry's diary, and I don't know what it was called. I want to say it was a lexicon. Yeah, a lexicon. Found it. Found a lexicon and was translating it because Henry had written his in Latin. Yeah, written his diary in Latin so that it couldn't be easily translated, especially by Bunny. Bunny took advantage of the time, translated it, so he's learnt the history and he's like flipped the switch. He since has been causing the other four like absolute hell, like the shit he has said to them, like he has turned nasty, and I mean nasty, like the things he's been saying. Like I know I made a comment earlier in the video about how, you know, like he makes some like real homophobic comments. That is like, he's made some comments like not just homophobic either, like it's got nasty, and I'm like, I can see why these people kill you. I can see why you end up dead. I can see it. I can see it all now. You have yourself to blame. That sounded really bad. That sounded really, really bad. I didn't mean it in that way. But yeah, and he's just turned real nasty. So we kind of unravelled all of that. There's like a lot more detail to it. And we've now had Henry coming up with a plan on how to kill Bunny. We've had a little insight into, where was it? I can't find it. But like, they talk a bit, look, Richard like mentions a bit more about the death and like him kind of falling back. I can't find it. So it kind of briefly gets mentioned again, like there's been little things that have hinted to his death and like kind of what happens. Yeah, like little things have been hinted at towards kind of what happens the night he dies. And yeah, we've, like I said, we've kind of got little, kind of in the moment exploring Henry's plan and how he wants to go about. He wants to poison him with mushrooms, and there's like he goes into depth about it. Like he has thought it out. He's thought about the right mushrooms so that, like, you know, it's not like obvious that when his body is found that it was poisoned. Like he's done his research, you know. And that's kind of roughly where we're at. We did just have a brief interaction with Julian, which honestly, I'm surprised, 275 pages in, and it was only like just that there, those 2 pages just there, literally 268 to 272 was the interaction that we had with Julian. Otherwise we only hear mentions of him, and like honestly I thought he would be a lot more prominent in the book. Like I thought we would see a lot more of him, especially because, like I said, the first line here says, under the influence of their charismatic classics professor. Like to me that implies that he's gonna have quite a massive role. Like don't get me wrong, he has a very big role because, you know, he's teaching them these things. He's taught them about this ritual thing that they did. Like they told him that what they did the ritual and it succeeded. They didn't tell him, as far as I'm concerned, on how I've interpreted what's been read, he hasn't been told about the murder. Like he doesn't know that, but he knows about the ritual, like, and he's encouraged that. So like he still has a massive role, but I did think there was gonna be a lot more to it, you know. I thought he was gonna be in here a lot more. I mean, I've still got half a book to go. Who knows, he could make a massive appearance, but yeah, I thought we were gonna have a lot more of him by now, just in the book in general. And where I've currently just left it off is a very drunk Bunny appeared at Richard's room, and he's come back from dinner with the twins. Was it just the twins? I think it was the twins' apartment. No, just the twins had taken him to dinner, afterwards to a bar to town for more drinks. He then gone alone to the party across the lawn, and obviously he's very drunk, things like that, and he's now in Richard's room. He's vomited, like, just the thought of how Richard described walking past the room that he had vomited in, like, and by the seams of it, he's like, he can't stomach anymore. So obviously naturally he's on about knowing about the murder, because as far as Bunny's concerned, Richard doesn't know. As far as Bunny knows, Richard doesn't know anything about the murder. He doesn't have a clue. He's just very jealous of Richard because as the others have been drawing away from Bunny, Richard's kind of been coming in his place, so there's jealousy there. But yeah, as far as he's concerned, Richard knows nothing about the murder, and he's now there drunk in Richard's room, and I believe he is about to tell him what he knows. So that's kind of where I've left it off. And I think this is another really thing, like Bunny is such an ass. Like, he really takes advantage of these group of what he calls his friends. Like, he's a scammer, really. Like, they talk about it here, like they don't call it blackmail, but like he is along those lines of how he's like a scammer. They just don't use that word. And how he gets all these things out of them. They pay for things, they take him places, like, so yeah. Even the twins who actually have less money than him, he takes advantage of, but he won't get a job. So yeah, he's just this Bunny. The more that's revealing about him, and like the more he's kind of like digressing almost, like he's just like unraveling as this book goes. Like his psyche is like no more, really. The more I'm like, yes, I can see why they killed you. And like I said, based on what I've read about him and the comments he's made, I'm like, you know, you kind of deserve it. Like, I know it sounds really mean to say it, but he's a fictional character, guys. I feel like I need to clarify that. He's a fictional character. But yeah, I don't know, just, it's not a bad book. It is not a bad book. I mean, for Christ's sakes, like I said, I've got annotations galore there. It's not a bad book. It's just not hooked me in and gripped me. It's not kept me on my toes, wanting to pick it up, wanting to read it, like a Lit Life, for example, did. If you guys have seen my Lit Life vlog, you know how much that book just hooked me, destroyed me, had me absolutely immersed into that world. And I'm not with this one, but I'm at the point now where it's like, it's too late to turn back. I'm like, it's too late to turn back now. I'm gonna keep going. My aim is to finish this by tomorrow, because tomorrow's the last month of February and I've been reading this since the 16th. So we're coming up to 2 weeks now of reading this book, and I'm only on page 275. Yes, I have been in a slump. I like to want to clarify that too. I have been in a slump, but I am feeling out of it now. I'm just hoping this doesn't put me back into it. But yeah, I am. It's not a bad book. I'm just, the kind of the love and hype around this book at the moment, I'm trying to understand why it has it. You know, like I'm trying to understand it up here, and trying to like imagine what people have thought when they read this book to what I'm reading, and trying to like correlate it all together. And it's like my brain can't compute it right now. Like, there is still over half a book to go, so I mean that could entirely change. But yeah, that's where we're at the moment. That's what's happened. That's a little update, because I haven't spoken to you guys for a few days, but we shall see. It is coming up to 25 to 10. I am going to finish up myself out and take my medication and stuff and get settled into bed, and I'm just gonna read this book. I'm just gonna read it like no tomorrow, and just go from there. I'm getting as far tonight as I can, and then plan of action for tomorrow is Friday, so I do have Friday live. I then need to do a bunch of content stuff, which is why I really want to try and get in and get through this book tonight as much as I can. I will read more in the morning before I go on live too, but when I come off it, I need to, my to-do list is up here. I need to schedule some more of my book content on like my Instagram and stuff. I need to plan out May and June video content. I try and plan a few months ahead, because it just helps keep me on track. Like, and everyone's different, but to me it just helps keep me on track and helps me keep my eyes like set and focused on what's to come, and keeps me organised. That means I know that I'm kind of, I need to update my reading journal. I've not done that for a little while, so I need to update all of that, and do like the February wrap-up page and the March TBR page. Like, I need to do all of that ready, as well as catch up on the reviews that I haven't added in there yet. I need to write out my filming schedule onto that board up there for March, so I can keep an eye on it and know what's going on. I have it on my calendar, but obviously because I've got all my other stuff on my calendar as well, sometimes it can get a bit lost and a bit confusing. But I do have it on my calendar as well, but because I have like all my other personal stuff on there, my other content stuff, like events stuff, upload dates and stuff. It can get a little bit mixed up, so just so I have a clearer vision of my filming schedule, I put that up on the board too. Plus it means I can't forget. Having it in multiple places means I cannot forget. So yeah, I need to do that. There's something else I need to do. As I was talking, I thought about, I need to catch up on my YouTube wrap-ups for the month. I need to do those. So I mean, it makes sense to wait until I finish this book and also the audiobook that I'm listening to. But I have like 19 hours left on that audiobook, so I'm kind of admitting defeat on that, the fact that that's not going to get finished in the month of February. I'm admitting defeat on that one. But hey ho, I am going to listen to that tomorrow when I'm doing the other bits. But yeah, I need to do that as well. But yeah, that's the hopes and plans tomorrow. I want to get this finished by the end of tomorrow. Want to and will are different things. But yes, yeah, so I'm going to try and get as far into it tonight as I can. I'm about 30 odd pages away from the start of technically the second part, but it's called book 2. So I've got that much left to go for that. And then, so that's a definite will reach tonight. And then I want to hopefully maybe get at least, if I can, around the 400 page mark. It's 629 pages, this book, so if I can round this off, so that's like 400. So if I can get that decent chunk in tonight before I crash, then I can continue in the morning, and then in theory tomorrow evening, once I've got everything else done, I can round this book out and finish this book off. But yeah, a lot of my annotations are just plot points and things that have happened, like mentions of Bunny's character changing, information that's been revealed, the plans and things like that. And we're still learning character stuff and that. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at, what's happening. There's a few days update for you guys. Like I said, it's not left me eager to want to pick this book up and to read it. Like I said, it's not a bad book. It is okay. I am to an extent enjoying it, but it's just not hitting like I thought it was going to. So, but like I said, I'm too far in now to give up. I've committed so far that I'm like, I can't stop now. My brain wouldn't let me. I have no idea what this angle's like, but we're gonna run with it. We're just gonna take it and go and see what happens. It's the next evening, as you can probably tell. So you know, last night my comment of wanting to read as much as I can before crashing, it didn't happen. I made it like a couple of pages, and next thing you know, I'm waking up with my book around me and my pens and highlighters and stuff. I just literally must have just gone like that at some point. But I have read some more now. I'm now at book 2. I'm at chapter 6, book 2. So I'm now on page 309. So we have finished book 1, which is what I said I wanted to do last night. We've just got there because I've been on live today, so I've not had the chance to sit and read until this afternoon, evening, and then I've still been getting distracted, as one does. I think the last bit we left off is me telling you about Henry's plans to poison Bunny. He's decided not to go down that route all of a sudden. Obviously some things have been said and like he's thought about it and he's realised that it's not really that realistic because it can still somehow be traced back. So the next plan of action is to have Bunny walk into a trap on his walk, and for him to have an accident whilst hiking and to fall into the ravine. It's now the new plan of action, you know. The Charles and Francis, mainly Francis, you know, is trying to get Henry to think, because like Bunny had gone, obviously we said Bunny had gone and told Richard, and he's like, and everyone's like, well, he's only told Richard, like he's not told other people. And Henry's like, well, but he might. He hasn't done it yet, but he might. So you can tell that they're like kind of on edge about it, and Henry's very much like, no, like this needs to be done. So Henry's very much leading the conversation, you know, and Richard has tried to get him to see kind of sense if he could, but it's just not happened. And then it's the next day after them having the conversation about accident and how they're gonna now get him. Bunny didn't end up actually going on his walk at his normal time because they wanted to do it that weekend instead of leaving it another week, so it would then have to be the next weekend they could do it. It ends up he doesn't go on the walk, he ends up going to a party instead, and Richard can't get hold of them because they're all there waiting by the ravine for him to like intercept. So Richard ends up walking down there, bumping into them, saying that he's at a party and stuff. And just as they're about to get ready to go, who should but appear? Bunny. He's drinking because Bunny is a bit of an alcoholic. He's there drinking and they stumbled upon him, and we've left it that. So originally Bunny could only see Richard, Charles, Francis and Camilla, I believe. Henry was in hiding because of where he was stood, and Henry's just revealed himself to Bunny, and he's holding a, where was it? A garden trowel, however you want to say the word, garden trowel in his hand. So obviously he'd brought that as a weapon, I imagine as a precaution, but I think we know where this is going. I think we know where it's going. So that's where we ended off book 1 at. And we're now going to go into book 2, which I bet is going to kick off, I think, with the part of where Bunny's going to be killed, and then I'm assuming it's going to go into the everything that happens after, which is what I'm assuming this part is, which I'm not going to lie, is actually kind of disappointing, because like you'd think like the killing would be like one of the last things in the book, and like all of this would have been like a really big build up. Like I said, I was expecting to see more of Julian. I was expecting to see more of kind of like a plot of some sort to it, not just a load of character stuff and then the added bits of plot throughout. Because I don't know if I've like betrayed that very well to you guys when discussing it and talking it with you guys, because I know I've not really been picking up the camera because I've just not felt the urge, to be picking up the book. So I don't know. I've got Catherine's sprints on my phone, so just before it becomes too loud. Sorry Catherine, I turned you down. Yeah, so I was expecting like more. I wasn't expecting it to be like loads of character stuff and then bam, there's a little bit on the plot. Character stuff, bam, a little bit on the plot. Like it doesn't feel like it's really flowed and built up nicely. Like there's not really been there wasn't a lot of inklings and leading up to them doing the rituals. There was nothing really a sign of it. It was just all of a sudden kind of like, oh, the rituals are here, was what we've been doing. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, I don't know if I've portrayed that very well, but that's very much how it's felt reading it. And now we're like halfway into the book and we're now just having Bunny being killed, when I would have expected that to be later into the book, like even later, and just having a lot more of a build up and building up the plot and building up the story. And yeah, so I'm like, what's going to happen in these other like 300 plus pages? What's going on? What's happening? Because we're literally about to, I think, have the point he's killed. And if he's not, and it ends up prolonging, I'm going to be very, very confused into what happens, but we shall see. We're going to continue reading it anyway and find out, and I'll let you know, but that's where we're at. I literally was saying to Catherine, I was like, and Frankie and that in the live, I'm too far gone at this point. It's too late to stop, because even though like the plot's only really starting to happen a bit more of it, it's still now at the point where I'm like, I just need to know what happens now. Like I just need to now know. Like I can't just leave it after that much, you know? It can't be done. So I've got to keep going now. I have to. My brain won't allow me to not do it. I've told you guys last night. So yeah, we are gonna continue reading. My plan of action is just to stay up and finish it, but you guys know what my plan of action was last night. It didn't go so well, but it is literally just gone 9 o'clock, literally just 9. So I'm going to finish sorting myself out, get comfy, get cozy, and just read. So you probably won't hear from me till the morning, when hopefully I might have finished it. We'll see, but I really want to try to. I am going to still count this towards my February wrap up and monthly reading stuff, because I have read the majority of it in February, so I'm just going to count that towards that, even if it takes me a little bit over. You guys know what I'm like. But yeah, so that's the plan of action. Tomorrow I'm at my grandparents', so I'm really hoping I'm going to have this finished before I go there. Do not want to repeat of yesterday. So yeah, just hopefully I'll finish it tonight, and that'll be the wrap up for this video. I got lost in it. I've started my weekend vlog number 15, so I'm now like, what video am I filming this clip for? I filmed this for the actual vlog, so yeah, hopefully I can finish this tonight and wrap this video out tomorrow. hopefully. We shall see what happens, but who knows. Yeah, I'm gonna go and get settled and focused on so I can get this book finished, and we shall see. I'll try and get some b-roll throughout the night, and if there's anything worthy of a reaction, I'll give it to you, but who knows, we shall see. But yeah, I'm gonna go get back in with Catherine's sprints. Catherine, I hope you don't mind me showing you on sprints. She's there. So we're gonna go do that. I feel like you guys know what's coming. I did not finish at all last night. I got to page 387. Because I, again, drifted off to sleep. Just went to sleep. My body was like, no, we're not reading. Night. Which was great fun. I think I left it with you guys last night that they'd just killed a bunny. And since, we've kind of just had them kind of going day by day. And eventually kind of like setting things in motion a little bit to like kind of have people start looking for him and questioning where he is, because it'd been like 3 to 6 days, something like that, before they started that motion, because nobody had found him, nobody was like concerned, anything like that, so they kind of set that all in motion. And then now at the point where literally police, FBI, search parties, everything is going on at the college. Like, that is literally at the moment what's going on, is just search party after search party and stuff. And Charles is getting asked a lot of questions, Henry's been asked a lot of questions, Cloak, who's like a fellow student who kind of knew Bunny in that, has been asked a lot, because he came to them in regards to possibility of Bunny being involved with drugs and drug dealing, and literally just left it off with Henry saying that, you know, it might actually come in handy having this association with Cloak, because, and I assume, because he could take the fall for it, and yeah, kind of go down that route and take the blame, kind of take the brunt of the attention and stuff. He doesn't explicitly say it, but you can kind of read the vibe that he's going for. So yeah, his family, Bunny's family, what were their names? I don't know, whatever their surname is, I can't pronounce it, is in town. They've put out 50,000 reward for who can ever find him and stuff, so it's kind of where we're at, really. Julian's made the odd appearance again, which it still baffles me that he has not been in this book as much as I thought he was going to be. Because, like, I know I've read this out to you guys many times, I've said this many times, but the first sentence literally says, under the influence of their charismatic classics professor, which to me implies that he's going to have this massive role in the book, like he's going to feature more. But it is literally just the case of like following all the students, and like, I don't know, just realistically, we only really kind of get an idea. We know they're all kind of obsessed with Julian, but like that Henry's like obsessed, you know? So yeah, that's where I'm at. That is where I'm at. I'm going to read some more before we head out. Like I said, I'm not taking this with me today because I'm not dealing with it. Yeah, going to try and get as far as I can before I head out. Come back, just kind of smash it out. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm kind of skimming over the unimportant bits, and then as soon as something important happens, then I'm reading it. But like the unimportant bits, I'm kind of just gonna skim over and stuff. I started doing that last night. So yeah, we are gonna do that. Hopefully I can get to about 400 before we go, and then come back and smash out the last 200 odd pages and go from there and finally finish this book, because I got a lot of stuff to do today. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna go so I can get on with this and get as far as I can, and yeah, I will catch you guys later, and I will come to you guys when I have finished it and we can round it out. But I'm really at loss of things to talk to you guys about with this book and to say and discuss. Right, I'm not finished yet. I am still going, and I'm on page 512/513. Oh my god, I kid you not, I'm sat here for like the last 5 minutes fucking gagging. Like, actually gagging. Brief of what's gone on since we last spoke. I can't remember what it was. I think I've been talking about search parties. They were happening. They were about Henry and Charles were talking to police a lot. They were questioned a lot, things like that. Bunny's body's been found. We've had the funeral, yada yada yada. Charles had got arrested for drunk driving. Henry's literally gone and got him out. Not Henry. Well, Henry's asked Richard to go and bail him out of jail. They've got back to Charles's in the morning. Camilla wasn't there. Charles having a bath. Richard's making breakfast. Camilla comes in. Keep in mind, right, Charles and Camilla are twins, and I'm really hoping in this last little bit something else is going to be, there's going to be something different, so it kind of redeems it a little bit. But he's come into the kitchen after a bath and went, to Camilla, how about a kiss for your jailbait brother, was it? Where is it? Yeah, jailbird brother. He's like leant into her like that. She's turned to kiss him on the cheek. No, he's turned and he's like full fucking blown snogged her. His twin. Full fucking blown. Fuck. No. And then I've proceeded to continue reading, and Richard's left and gone to Francis, and he's asked, do you think Charles and Camilla ever slept together? I said. He had just downed in a big lung full of smoke at my question. It sputtered out through the nose the wrong way. Do you? But he was coughing. Well, make sure I ask something like that, he said. I told him what I'd seen that morning. He listened, his eyes red and streaming from the smoke. That's nothing, he said. He was probably still drunk. You haven't answered my question. He laid the burning cigarette in the ashtray. Alright, he said, blinking. If you want my opinion, yes, I think sometimes they do. I don't think it's anything that happens too frequently, but you never know. Bunny always claimed he walked in on them once. He told Henry, not me. I'm afraid I don't know the details. Apparently he had the key. Remember how he used to barge in without knocking? Henry said, you must have had some idea. No, I said. Like I know somewhere towards the beginning, I can't remember where it was, Bunny had thrown out that accusation at Camilla. But like the way it was done was as if he was just throwing out this random accusation. Like it was in the middle of him just being an absolute arsehole to everybody. So I was like, oh, he's just being an arsehole. No. And that's actually had me fucking gagging. If anything like this hinted at or was said or seen at the beginning of this book, I would have DNF'd it straight away, because that, I'm sorry, I can do stepbrothers and stepsisters because they're not biologically blood related. I can do that. That is no issues. I'm here for it. But twins? I'm sorry, no. No. Absolutely the fuck not. Like I said, step siblings, I can do step siblings. They're not biologically related. They do not share the same DNA. But fucking twins who have No, I'm sorry, can't do it. But that's how much I've got left. So I'm just gonna skim through, I think, the rest of this and highlight some bits out. I mean, annotations are already dwindling from what I was doing. So I think I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm gonna skim. And hopefully, I'm praying some revelation might be made of like they're not actually twins. Because there was a comment here somewhere, I think it was Bunny's dad during the funeral, who said something like, you know, forget that you're twins because your hair's slightly different shade or something along those lines. Some kind of like sly off the hand comment thing. And I'm really hoping that's going to mean something and they're actually not really going to be actual twins. And like not really related, because that is seriously urged me the fuck out. That's actually fucking grossed me out. Like, oh my god, that's, yeah, no, not here for that. Not here for that one fucking bit. No, thank you. Ugh. I've got to bring myself now to finish the rest of this book off. But I don't want to. Because, ugh. Ugh. Actually give me like the creepy crawlies. Like genuine creepy crawlies. I'm really hoping something's going to change, something's going to appear, and it's just, they're not going to be related, just be this big random thing all of a sudden. I'm hoping. I've got just over 100 pages left, so like I said guys, I'm gonna just skim through this, try and get to the end of this book, and come back to you guys then, because no. Still going. I'm still going. 5:46 now. I'm gonna read this paragraph. Obviously, I've only briefly been kind of giving you guys the story. Obviously, you guys don't know these characters as well as I do. But here we go. The sun came suddenly from behind a rain cloud, flooding the room with glorious light that wavered on the walls like water. Camilla's face burst into glowing bloom. A terrible sweetness boiled up in me. Everything for a moment, mirror, ceiling, floor, was unstable and radiant as a dream. I felt a fierce, nearly irresistible desire to seize Camilla by her bruised wrist, twist her arm behind her back until she cried out, throw up my bed, strangle her, rape her, I don't know what, and then the cloud passed over the sun again and the life went out of everything. What the fuck? This woman is in his room, just admitted to her being abused, and that's the thought he has? Oh my god. I think the author has purposely put this shit at the end, because then you're too far gone by the point to the end of the book. Like, because if this shit was going on at the beginning, like, I'm a dark romance girly, okay? I read a lot of fucked up shit, okay? I can deal with it. But, like, these kind of things at the moment are just, like, no. Like, they're just not right. Especially when you know the characters from the beginning. Like, and this being one of the main characters. So, like, do you know what I mean? Like, in a dark romance, this is normally... That's kind of what that, like, the villain would have. Like, as in, I mean, like, the proper villain. Not a morally grey dark guy. But, like, the actual villain. The, like, bastard and stuff. Like, you'd expect that from one of them. Not from, like, your main character. Does that make sense? Like, and like I said, knowing these characters, knowing that this story... And then he has that for, and you have the twin thing. And I'm like, I feel like the author has purposely, like, clouded your vision on these characters for, like, the first, like, 3/4 of this book. And then it's like, oh, here, by the way, this is what they're actually like. What? Like, what? What is this? Oh my god, I'm so infuriated right now. Guys, if you've not read this book and you just thought, oh, we'll watch this video first, see what guys' reactions are, don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it. Don't waste your time like I've wasted my time, okay? Not fucking worth it. I'm sorry, but I'm just giving it to you straight. Just don't fucking do it. What the fuck? I'm generally like, guys, look how much there is left, and I just don't want to pick it up. Like, she's on the run from Charles. Charles is ill in the hospital. She's hiding from him because he's the one who's abused her. And then it's like Henry's helping hide her. Rich is like, well, I don't even know what Rich is trying to do, if I'm being honest with you. I don't fucking clue. But he's saying like, why don't you stay with Francis? And she's like, because Charles believes poor Francis to death. Francis means well, I know that, but he can't stand up to Charles for 5 minutes. And then about asking Francis for money, which he'd already offered. But then she's like, the thing is, I'm afraid of Charles and Charles is afraid of Henry. That's really all there is to it. What? Oh my god. Guys, I fucking can't with this book. Why do this to me right at the end? We were chilling, I was okay. Like, don't get me wrong, you guys know I wasn't enjoying it. It's not the best book, but it was alright, it was decent. Now she's gone and done that to us. What the fuck? I can't lie to you guys, I don't see me picking up another Donna Tartt book. And I've not even fucking finished this one. I'm even giving up on the annotating, if I'm being honest with you guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm kind of giving up on the annotating. I just want to get this book done. I just need this book to be over. There's a decent stuff in there. There's decent annotations, but I'm not going to be picking up again, so why does it matter if I annotate it anymore or not? It doesn't. It doesn't matter anymore. Why? I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm coming back. I'll be back when, I don't know. But, oh fuck this book. Right, I need to read the epilogue. But, what? I don't even know what we were speaking about earlier, and I said I need to go in, but, just what? I don't fucking know. What the hell's just happened? I don't even know what we were talking about earlier, because I was just thingied with the book. What's happened since? Can I think of what's actually happened since? I don't know. Charles being released from hospital. Him, like, losing the plot. What else? Yeah. I don't know. Do you know what? I don't generally know what happens. I think Francis and Richard took Charles somewhere for hiding. Henry rang them, knew where he was. Charles has literally just lost the plot, showed up at a inn where they all are talking about what to do for him with a gun to kill Henry, but he ends up shooting Richard, and then the innkeeper comes and Henry, I think Charles is knocked out, I'm not sure. Is he knocked out? I don't even know. Yeah, knocked him out. Innkeeper's come and he's literally like, Henry's called Camilla over, gave her a kiss, told her it's clearly those two have seen each other as well, whatever going on. And as the innkeeper's opened the door, Henry shot himself in the head and killed himself. Oh, Julian done a runner and went hiding because he had this typed letter appeared that obviously was from Bunny, like pre-death. Because he typed it at the place that they were staying in Italy. Yeah, so he done a runner. Henry's now shot himself. Richard's been shot. Oh, what the fuck? What? This book makes no entire sense at all. Zero bit of sense. Zero. Henry died, of course, with 2 bullets to the head. I don't suppose he could have done much else. Still, he lived more than 12 hours, a feat which amazed the doctors. Richard ended up graduating from Hampton in the end. Francis didn't go back to school that fall. Neither did the twins. They've not kept in touch, any of them. He's received a letter from Francis. So this is sometime obviously after the incident. This is obviously the epilogue. We'll read it together. See, I don't know what to say to you guys. There we go. Dear Richard, I wish I could say that this is a difficult letter for me to write, but in fact it is not. My life has been many years in a process of dissolution, and it seems to me that now finally it's time for me to do the honourable thing. So this is the last chance I will have to speak to you, in this world at least. What I want to say is to use this. Work hard, be happy with Sophie. He did not know about our breakup. Forgive me for all the things I did, mostly for the ones that I did not. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. What a sad and beautiful line that is. I'd always hoped that someday I'd have a chance to use it, and maybe the dawns will be less harrowing in that country for which I surely depart. Then again, the Athenians think death to be merely sleep, soon I will know for myself. I'm gonna fly, we'll see Henry on the other side. If I do, I'm looking forward to asking him why the hell he didn't just shoot us all and get it over with. Don't feel too bad about any of this, really. Cheerily, Francis. I had not seen him in 3 years. There you go. The letter was postmarked Boston 4 days earlier. Oh, he travelled straight away, found Francis in a hospital, recovering from suicide attempt. Sorry, I can get the words out there. Apparently he's now got to get married. What? Camilla showed up because she also got one. Charles has done a runner with a married woman. Richard randomly asked Camilla to marry him, but she can't because she still loves Henry. What the hell? What the hell? I have no words for this book. I'm done. I gave up on annotations, as you can see. I'm fucking done. I have nothing that I can say to you guys about this fucking book. I don't know what the fuck. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of the kindness of my heart, because I finished it and it wasn't a bad book until the last like quarter, and it just was like, it's literally just completely ruined whatever like real good thing that was going on with the book, and it is now just a kind of book. But I have no words for this at all. 0. I generally don't know what to say to you guys, because this book is just a no from me. Like I said, I'm giving it a 3 out of the kindness of my heart, but no, not anymore. I'm so glad that this book is done. I'm so glad to be done with this book. I don't have to pick up anymore. Yeah, just can't believe you have done that at the end. Just like the randomness of it all there at the end, like just random shit. Like what the fuck? Was it needed necessarily? No, it really wasn't. It just, yeah. No, not a fan. Not a fan. So I'm gonna leave it there for you guys for this vlog. If you made it this far, you are fucking dedicated. I tell you that much. You are fucking dedicated, because I almost gave up. And I do kind of wish that, like I said, I think I said earlier, those bits about the twins and stuff, and then that thing with Richard, that was it, the towards the beginning of the book, I would have DNF'd it and I would not have put myself through reading the rest of this book. So, yeah. Let me have done that for you. Let me have done that for you. I think this vlog is very much going to be a really good representation of how I feel about this book and my thoughts on it and how well it's sitting with me, because I've now already forgotten like everything. So, all good. All good. We love it. But yeah, I'm going to go and I don't even know, figure my life out. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. So don't forget to keep smiling, we can't keep reading. Bye guys.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good